Welcome back, everybody, to Cultural FAQs as part of Brazilian Dragon Productions. And I'm the guy who watched Harold and the Purple Crayon, so you wouldn't have to. It is Felipe,
Okay.
and I am not alone. As always, I am joined by my friend Quandel, Zendaya's biggest fan. How are you doing, Quandel? How
Hi,
are you
I'm
doing?
great.
Or as she was last Monday night, Miss Lauren Ross.
Okay, period. The doll was performing, the heels were
Yes.
on, the face was
So
stamped.
I was not feeling well that day, but I do want to know, how was your Sabrina Carpenter drag show?
Yes, it was really fun. So I did the songs Good Grace. So we all had to do a Sabrina number, and
Did you
I
know what it was going to be, or
unfortunately,
did you like draw out of a hat?
oh no, we all knew what we were picking. And so like all my other favorite songs by Sabrina were taken. So Good Graces was the last one. And I actually really liked it. I had like this like pink little Halloween costume on actually, and it looked really good. So but yeah, that number was really fun. Then I did Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. That was
Pink
also really
Pony
fun.
Club. We can't be
Okay,
saying too much,
period.
otherwise we're gonna get doxxed on YouTube for like copyright infringement. Um,
Right.
but yes, like you ate it up, I'm sure. I'm apologizing that
Yeah.
my throat was just like, bleh.
And it was just so I was just saying it was
That
just
was the
so
night
fun
before the
like
world
being
ended.
around. Oh right, I know. I know. I like and I'm so happy I had that moment to have with the other girls and it was really fun. Like I love the being backstage of a drag show because it's really like a lot of sisterhood, a lot of camaraderie. Like
Yes.
the girl, at least for me, my experience, a lot of the girls really come together. We all joke, we kiki, we have fun, we share tips,
Y'all come
so it
together.
was really exactly. It's not like we don't talk about our traumatic stories. It's not RuPaul's Drag Race, but yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to be back here. Now, loyal listeners of our three episodes will know that we have been on
Yes.
slight hiatus for a little bit, but that's because your boy was hustling and grinding on Brazilian Dragon Tober.
Period.
And now it's time to give the people what they want. They've been waiting, they've been demanding for more cultural FAQs. And
Yes.
Quandel and I have been busy keeping up with the pop culture so that we could come and chat with you all. Quandel, I know you have your list of your own stuff, but like I put everything I want to chat about in the chat. And also,
Okay.
loyal listeners and watchers will know that we are not in a recording studio because the boys are on a budget right now. Shout out to
Mm,
Dustin. We hope to be back in person soon, but we
yes.
are making ends meet with the Zoom right now. So,
Period.
but I'm so glad to be with my sister, Quandel. Now, Quandel, just is there
Yes.
anything that you came in tonight that you're like, we must, and I mean must, discuss this? And we're just gonna kind of do a catch-all, August through November, what we've missed in the last pop culture zeitgeist things. But Quandel, what is the number one thing that you're like, I gotta discuss?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I we have so many great things to talk about. I don't let's see. Definitely. I mean, let's go in soft. Let's go into Abbott Elementary.
Abbott, no
Um
spoilers on last night's episode. Have you seen it yet?
oh, I didn't see it. No, I
Okay,
didn't see
cool.
it.
But Abbott Elementary, where do you want to start? Because
I I love it. It's so amazing. The writing, I feel like has gotten funnier this season. Um I love that Zach Fox is now more of a permanent character. I love Zach Fox. He is so freaking funny, so needed for the show. Um, yeah. Barbara is just, I
Barbara's the
don't
villain
know,
of the
she's
season
just
that we didn't
extra
know we
funny
needed.
this. Yeah.
Like she's
Oh
in her
my
villain
God.
era.
Oh my gosh, the episode where the teacher was trying to fight Gregory, and then we found out that like Barbara actually swung on the parent that was trying to
Yes,
like fight him
Darnell.
before. That
That
was
was, I think that
yes.
that or the ringworm were my favorite episodes of the season.
Oh my gosh, the wingword. That was so funny because I was unfortunately I was one of the kids that had wingworm back in school.
What? I've
Yes.
never even knew of this
Yes.
this thing until like this episode. Like I didn't know kids got ringworm so like rampantly until I watched the
Yeah.
episode.
It's pretty bad. Like kids get it pretty
Like I know
intense
kids are sick
and
all the
like
time, but like I like took care of my hygiene, so I don't think I ever dealt. Not that you didn't, but I felt like I was always a hand
no,
washer.
yeah.
I got like I think I got pink eye like over a family holiday though, because it was my cousin who got it. I never had lice. Like I was good. I never dealt with like any, never had chicken pox. I got sick every once in a while, but that's
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
same. Yeah, well, I will say, so my mom was actually really good on keeping me clean, but I was just a kid that liked to play in the dirt and stuff like that. So I was gonna get something, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, I got
You were
wingworm.
like
So
Pigpen
I
from Charlie Brown.
yeah, so I related to the young child who was ostracized for having wingworm. I had to stay home. My mom did not send me back.
She did not say
But
you
also, I
like,
wanted,
I am not the one or the two, and I will
or
pick
the
them up at
two,
three.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was hilarious. But also, I love the touches on like serious notes, whether it's like a whole story arc or just like talking about this parent will not let their kids stay home this because they can't, you know. And I just love them talking about all these important things that go on in the school. That's been one of my favorite things about Abbott Elementary, and they've just been killing it. So
I
yeah, and the
think,
guys have been so hot. Like the little IT guy. Oh,
do you want him
don't
to
get me
get with
started.
Ava? Is that where it's going, do you think?
Mm, I don't. May. No, I don't think he's gonna. Mm, maybe, but I don't want Ava to get a man. I want her to be single. I love
Yeah.
single
Well,
Ava.
she also has a man. If we recall the Christmas episode from two
Right.
seasons ago.
I was about to. Yeah, she can't. Yeah, with the tall guy, she has
Yeah.
a guy. But you know, Ava, she a
Yeah.
player.
Well, what'd you think of her when she was dressed as Blade?
Oh my gosh, when the lady was like, "Oh, and coming to the stage, Grace Jones with the sword." Oh my gosh, I was dying. That was hilarious.
I think my favorite from the Halloween episode is the little white kid who lifts his helmet up and then he's the Black Panther and then Quinta is like, Wakanda for today. I yelped. Like I like
Oh my gosh.
objectively, I think I knew that there was no white kids at Abbott, but like I didn't until they like showed up and Ava's like, there's a ghost.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm screaming. But
Yeah, but no, Abbott, if you're not watching Abbott, you're not watching TV.
no, period. Literally, Abbott is the best comedy, and it's not close right now. Like I love we can transition over to the English teacher as well because I don't know if you watched that at all, but Darnell was one of the teachers in the English teacher. He's the gay guy in an open relationship and
Yes.
has a crush on or like he kind of has he's into Evan, who's Brian Jordan Alvarez. And I really enjoyed the English teacher, except for episode 4. I will never watch that episode again in my life. I hated it. And but everything else about the English teacher I really enjoyed. Like
Wait,
uh
what's wrong with episode 4? I didn't see
that's
it.
the school shooting one. Trigger warning, I guess. But like I really didn't like that
Oh,
episode.
they
I
did one.
yeah. And like it was like trying to be I really did not like it. I felt like they shouldn't even gamble with that episode, especially on a first season. That was like a risk of life.
Right. And that,
But episodes 5 and 6 climbed it back up, and then
okay. It gets better.
episode 8 basically ended at the Eagle, like not that, but one of those bars. And I was like, oh, you brought all
They're
your
in LA?
no,
Oh,
it's in Texas, but it was one of those bars, and I was like, excuse you, like you cannot be here. But no, I definitely recommend the English teacher. There's some really good episodes. Like there's an episode with Trixie Martell. The
yes. That's a
and
great episode.
there's also the one
Mhm.
with the girl who she was in Honora also, but like she's bullying her friend, and then her friend is like, "Well, you can't bully me because I have this disorder," and then she makes up her own disorder. And she's like, "I have Kayla syndrome," and that one was really good. So I recommend the English teacher.
Do
A
you,
lot of people were like, "Oh, it's like trying to be the new Abbott," and like, yes and no, just because it's a comedy set in a school. But I think we can hold space for
right.
multiple comedy set in a school, especially because this one's very high school focused,
Exactly.
and Abbott is more teacher focused. Not that
Yes.
this isn't teacher focused as well, but this
Yeah.
one is like the kids are very like high school. Like one of them literally, there was this episode 5, which I think is my favorite episode, where they go on a camping trip. And one of the girl, like two of the teenage girls are getting in an argument because like one of them says like she doesn't have a fat ass or something. Like I forget what but it was like very grown. It's very grown. But he has
Yeah,
like
it's a lot more adult than Abbott. Also, I wanted to say that is one of the things that I loved that Quinta addressed early on in Abbott, that there will not be any school shooting episodes as
yeah.
well. I think
Yeah.
a lot of shows moving forward should steer
I
away
mean,
from that,
you and I
honestly.
are Gleeks, so we like been there.
Yeah.
And
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I will never forgive Ryan Murphy for what he did to Becky Jackson.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just Ryan Murphy. Oh my gosh, girl.
Um,
That is
anyway,
like,
yeah,
yeah, let's not we don't even have to go
we
there.
don't need to open that. Um, but yeah.
Agatha All Along.
Well, I was gonna actually ask if you
Gal
finished the
versus
Penguin
Round.
yet.
Oh, pretty much. Pretty much. I
So that's a
didn't
no.
finish the whole last episode.
No, the
Well, I
last
didn't
scene,
finish the
he's
whole
talking about
last
the last scene,
episode,
but I'm
but
not gonna say anything until you watch it. So
no, no,
uh,
no.
we'll circle
You
back
can
to this
I'll watch
topic.
it.
So we're gonna do like a big two-part episode for our comeback. Um, so we'll
If
be
you want
talking.
to talk about it, you can spoil it. I'll rewatch. It's okay.
What a
I'll
freaky
watch it again.
man! Like what a sicko! This Oswald
What
Cobb.
he did?
You sure you want me to spoil it?
Yes, he killed Victor.
Well, yes, but that wasn't what I was gonna talk about. No. So the last scene. So his mom gets into like a coma, basically, like she's in a coma for the rest of her life.
Okay.
And
Mm,
then like that dress that she kept wearing and like the makeup look, he has
yeah.
Eve, his the girl, Carmen Ejogo, wears that outfit as he's looking atop of Gotham City with his mom, doesn't kill her like she wanted her to be. Like she was like, "You do not let me be in this state. You let me die." And then
All
he goes
right.
downstairs and Eve is like, she's dressed as his mom, and he's like, "I love you, Ma. Tell me you're proud of me. Tell you're like, what a little freak, freak, freak
Oh
boy."
my gosh. So they are kind of,
So it is an Oedipal thing,
you know,
yeah.
it's interesting because so I was saying somebody kind of talked about how they're kind of making a correlation to the Norman Bates kind of
Well,
crazed
but then it's also like
son,
that scene
you
also
know.
like so I was kind of like I like the Penguin a lot. Like episode 4 especially with the Sofia
Yeah.
Gigante episode. But for me, like it was a really solid show. That episode, that like last scene is like you twisted freaks. I love this show. Like that was
Yeah.
like that like stuck the landing for me. Like that is like that last scene tied it all together in a way that I'm like I love this universe. It's so fucked up and messed up in the head. Just
Yeah.
like the first
It's
Batman
really
movie, I
good.
love so much, and I think part of the reason I love it is that the Riddler's a sicko, and then this one is like the Penguin's
Yes.
a sicko. Like keep giving me like these like human stories about these messed up people and how they become like some of the best supervillains in all of like comic book history and like a humanized
Yeah.
version. And it's like, oh, they're really good at like making me interested in like the psychiatry of these like Batman villains and like the twisted aspect. Like
Yeah.
I want to lean more into that. Because like even with Sofia Gigante,
Yes.
like the Hangman, it's like, oh, Arkham Asylum broke her and made her into the monster that she is.
Yeah.
But freaking
I hope
sicko
they do
weirdo.
it with
Did you ever
more
watch Big Brother
villains.
2?
No.
Okay, there was a guy named Kent, and his whole thing like was, oh, like those alternative lifestyles, like the gay guys. They're sick of weirdos and freaks,
Oh.
and I just quote that nonstop, even though like he like because then his whole storyline was he became friends with the gay guy on the season, and they
Oh
became best
wow.
friends. So like he came into the show being like, like it's called
Uh,
alternative lifestyles, but like these sicko weirdos and freaks. So I just like that's the Penguin. Oswald Cobblepot, you fucking weirdo. But you had something to say.
yeah, he's a sicko. I love the storytelling of it. Finding out that he killed his brothers,
Yes.
um,
Also, shout out to that
all
kid.
the
The
weird
kid who played
relationship with
young
his
Oswald Cobb.
yes, so
Phenomenal.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
And if you are
Yeah.
listening to this
I
podcast
was
and
gonna say that I really hope that they like
oh, I was just gonna plug my podcast, but you finish your point.
no, go ahead.
Oh, so my friend Latanya and I talked about both the Penguin and Agatha
Oh,
also.
I was
So,
gonna say I really hope they do this with other villains in that world because I would love to see like a Riddler kind of backstory. Even if they wanted to do Catwoman,
oh,
like
I
I would love to
love
see.
Selena Kyle, like Zoe Kravitz. Yum 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 yum. Like what an
Yeah, I
icon.
would love to see something with that.
So,
Yeah. And I
uh,
think
I don't want a second season of the
did they
Penguin.
tease Harley Quinn or that lady wasn't? No, I don't either.
No, they
No, I
did
don't
tease the
either. I think we
Joker.
got it.
Yeah, I don't need a second season of the Penguin, but I
Oh,
would be
okay.
open to like so you know how the Penguin was kind of like the second villain to the Riddler's first villain in the first movie?
Yeah.
I feel like if they do the Batman 2 and the Penguin is the big villain, and then there's like a baby villain, I feel like then we can do like this kind of like, okay, then let's do the villains season of a mini series to hype
Yeah.
up this villain, and then we have Batman come back, and we don't ever need Robert Pattinson on the TV show. We don't need Zoe
Right. We
Kravitz, and
don't.
then like this, I like because I like this universe. It's so twisted and messed up.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucked
Like
up. I mean,
this
so
show
messed up.
makes me
Yeah.
understand why people like true crime, but I like fictionalized crime because it can't be real, but it's like has
Yes.
like elements of reality. Did we talk about Trap?
No,
No.
let's
Okay.
talk about
Well,
it.
so
Let's talk
basically
about
like that.
M.
Like
Night
I like
Shyamalan's plug to get his daughter over.
yes, I freaking love Trap. It was unhinged. I had no expectation on what it was going to be about. I just knew that it was about like a guy trapped at a
I
convent.
did.
But I didn't watch the trailer, so I walked in. I was like, "Oh, he's the serial killer." Oh, and like I was just like, I was like on the edge of my seat. I also had one of those theaters that like I love theaters. Maybe we did talk about Trap because this is like kind of giving me deja vu. But on the last episode,
I don't
but
think we did.
well, maybe not. Well, I just had one of those theaters that talk back to the screen. It was mostly women of color, Latina and black women, and some of my favorite, and they were like
Uh,
talking, yelling at the screen. And I was just like obsessed. Like one of my favorite movie experiences of the year because I was on the edge of my seat. And I like fictionalized crime because I also like that movie last year, Missing, the Screen Life movie with Storm Reed. Is that her name?
oh, yeah, 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 with
Yeah,
Holly
where
Berry,
she's like on
yes.
FaceTime the whole time. Yeah. But anyways,
Wait, is that with Holly Berry?
no, 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 no. It's Nia Long.
No, that's not.
Nia Long.
Oh, yeah, Neil Long. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what were you gonna say about Trap or the
I wanted to
Penguin?
say one, I did. Yes, I was gonna say I did go in with an expectation. I did see the trailer. I did see it was M. Night Shyamalan, so my expectation was that it was gonna be bad. But M. Night Shyamalan is so hit or miss, and he hit with this one. It wasn't like a perfect movie, but it was so entertaining. It was so fun. And like, yes, it was a ploy to get his daughter's music career off the ground, but like I really liked her. She was pretty. The songs were good as well. Um,
His daughter could hurt me.
I
She's so
liked
beautiful.
the whole little world that they had. She's so pretty, right? And like, I loved the whole world that they had. I didn't even mind the end, like where he like takes her to the house and everything. I thought that was a cool touch. I thought there was a lot of cool scenes. I really enjoyed the concession guy. He was really
Oh
funny
my
as
God, the
well.
memes that weekend.
Um,
That was like the memes
yeah.
of him.
And
Because you saw the
he
post-credit scene,
kind of
right?
reminded me of the guy. No,
There was
I
a
didn't know there
post-credit
was.
scene where like he's watching the news and he's like, God damn it. Because he like saw that it was that guy that he gave the information.
Oh yes, I did see that. Yes, yeah.
And he
Yeah, he
reminded you
kind
of
of
who?
reminded me of Laurel, I mean Rel from I think it was
Get
Rel
Out?
from Get Out.
Lil Ray Howard,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. I see the vision.
Yeah, but I loved Trap.
I love Trap. So you said you wanted to talk about Agatha also.
Yes, The Witch's Road. Okay, down, down, down. Ugh, I love it.
That should be your next drag
Down.
look.
Oh my gosh, finding out that it was fake. Ugh.
Screamed. Like
How did you
Jack
feel when
Schaefer,
you found out that it was fake?
how old was I?
No,
Uh
how did you feel when
oh.
like when you found out it was fake?
Um I was like, "Oh my God, that's wild." That it was like what a scam artist. Um I don't
Right?
know. I feel like
Accidentally.
the last the last episode definitely left me wanting more in a way that like I was kind of not fully satisfied with how it ended. I feel like it needed to be like 20 minutes longer. Um but I also feel like maybe that wasn't the choice of the show. That might have been like above the showrunner's pay grade to like let Marvel kind of like take it from that point.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I love that Sashir got out because I love Sashir. Um,
Yes.
what an icon.
And they're bringing her back.
Yes, well,
They're gonna do
so
stuff
in the
with her
comics, she's
character.
she's supposed to be Ghost Rider's cousin or something.
His cousin, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Ghost
like
Rider's
put her in a
black.
Midnight Suns movie, put her with Moon Knight and the Werewolf by Night and Ghost Rider. Um And I just am obsessed with Jennifer Kale, aka Sashir Zameda. Did you also see that she came out as a lesbian before the show started?
Yes, I
What an
was so
icon.
gagged. I have to go back and listen to her podcast with
Oh
Nicole
my God, I am
because
obsessed with Best Friends. Like I have been to their live show twice, at
oh
the Largo.
really?
Yes. Um, and I'm just like obsessed with the two of them. Uh, we love them. Uh,
Yeah, we love them down. She was so good. Patty LaPone, also we got to give a shout out to the doll.
exactly.
And when they were all dressed up as the witches, oh
What's your
mama,
favorite
she
version of
ate
The
in that
Witch's Road?
episode.
What's your favorite ballad, a version of the ballad?
Oh, I mean the original one.
The original, the Sacred Chant versus like the rock one. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
I mean, I do like the rock one, but I just there's nothing like down, 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 down,
Were
down, the
you
riches.
gagged that they never
Yes.
used the song Agatha All Along in like even just the credits sequence? Like I felt like they should
All
have at least
right.
incorporated like the song, like the theme song from WandaVision. But I also love that basically it's like WandaVision 2.0, but Billy's version because he made the road just like Wanda made Westview or like the sitcoms.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I think, oh my gosh, also Billy, we have to talk about Billy. I thought Billy did a really good job. I loved the costume that they
Yes, shout
had
out
for
Joe
him.
Locke.
His-
And I told Latanya this on the podcast, but I would love it if they made Kit Connor Hulkling because they're
oh,
like him and
right.
Hulkling are boyfriends, and I'm like, come on, Heartstopper. Or if not that, then at least make him
Okay.
Tommy as out of make it funny and make him Tommy because Tommy is also a bisexual boyfriend like Nick Nelson and Kit Connor.
I'm interested to see because I know they're bringing WandaVision back.
They
So
better
I'm
bring Wanda
wondering,
back. She
are we
is
gonna
carrying the MCU on her back these days. Like
right? So I'm like, does Tommy come back in WandaVision or does he come back in like one of the movies?
I think they're gonna do a Scarlet Witch movie. I feel like that's probably what they have to do, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he
Yeah.
shows up in
Makes
Vision
sense.
Quest in some capacity. I don't know, but like I know Jack Schaefer is not in charge, and I like no, give Jack Schaefer the full WandaVision or the Wanda Cinematic Universe.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, I just, oh my gosh, it was such a fun ride. I really enjoyed it the whole time. Catherine Hahn, shout out to you, Mama.
yeah.
Brava,
This
honey. I
best
also, okay,
this best
I
actress
was
in a
gonna ask you,
miniseries or limited series next Emmys is going to be stacked because like she's competing. I'm sure Sashir and Patty LuPone will compete, but maybe not as lead. But then there's like Christine Milioti
yeah.
or Deirdre O'Connell who played Frances, Oswald's mom. Like the like just
Oh
these two
yeah.
shows alone are gonna like eat it up. And we haven't even talked. White Lotus is coming back, so Natasha Rothwell. Like
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
I'm so
That's gonna
excited.
be so good. I'm excited.
Yes. You had another point.
I was gonna ask you, so some people were like they kind of wish that what was it, the eighth and the ninth episode? The last one was nine. Was it eight, nine
Yeah,
episodes, right?
it was 9 episodes, and the last two came out on the same night.
Yes. So I know some people were like they wish that the ninth episode was the eighth episode and the eighth episode was the ninth episode. Do you feel like you wish the order was changed around and you feel like it would have been a more satisfying finish?
Um, well then how would they break it up? Would they do like the Agatha backstory, the first 20 minutes of the eighth episode, and then like everything through like Sashir, and then the ninth episode is like the death versus um
Yeah.
Agatha, and then like the reveal?
Yeah.
I think that I could have been okay with that. Yeah, because I feel like the last episode just definitely something felt off. I don't know. I felt like it
Yeah.
resolved itself too quickly. I felt like um I don't know, like I felt like it also kind of like cheapened like I don't know. I felt like frustrated because I don't dislike Agatha as a character, but I'm like if she died, then we don't like let her just like go off to the ether and like then we can like continue her story via like her son if like she actually sprouted her son and he becomes a supervillain in the future or something. Like I feel like I don't know, like there was something about the last episode that like didn't sit right with me, but I couldn't vocalize it. like I felt like, well, I think it's maybe my greater issue with the MCU. No one died,
Yeah.
like except for the witches in the Witches Row, but like those were like minor characters. No main character is like they're like plot protective.
Yeah.
Like there's no stakes, and like even Agatha, she dies, but then she gets to stay alive as a ghost. Like I feel like Marvel's just too scared to kill anyone off.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like that too. I'm glad they didn't kill. I mean, if they wanted to kill off anybody, they would have. I feel like they could have killed. No, no.
Because like
I mean, I
in
feel like everybody who
Quantumania,
was
like
left.
I think I would have liked Quantumania more if like Kang beat Ant-Man's ass. Not that I dislike Paul Rudd or anything, but like, and obviously that movie has other flaws, especially in hindsight. But like Quantum, like you cannot convince me that Ant-Man defeated Kang and got back to like if he was trapped in the quantum realm, I felt like that would have had more stakes um than just like,
Yeah,
oh, everyone, like it's always a happy ending. It feels like they're not willing to take risks
that is
with things.
definitely
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I definitely feel like Marvel does not raise the stakes enough. That is definitely one thing I feel like I go into every show. I feel like, oh, the main person is gonna be okay, like no
Yeah.
matter what. I never am too worried about it. And I would like them to kind of switch it up a bit, you know? I don't
Exactly.
know.
Exactly. Um yeah, but this did get me watching What If, so I'm halfway through the second season of What If. Because I never saw the second season, so I'm like, oh, let me go
Oh
back into my
wait,
Marvel bag.
let's talk about it because I'm pissed. Because What If is their series finale for What If is the third season. How do you have a series finale for 3 seasons and there's only what 28 episodes
I feel like What
for
If is
a
something
show
that
that
could
is
come out
supposed to
every
be
year. Like you have
infinite?
so much possibilities. Well, I can explain it to you.
Right.
Money.
I'm just like you can yeah, that's but I mean like you can literally there's thousands of superheroes in the Marvel universe. You could pick anybody.
Yeah,
You could have
especially now
also
with
have
the
anybody else
X-Men and
voicing
stuff.
these people.
Yeah.
Like I just don't understand why they're ending it on the third season or even saying that they're ending it. I wish they would have just kept it open-ended. And also, I really don't like the fact that a lot of the like the whole season of a What If has to culminate into this big thing. Like it
Yeah,
was cute the first season.
I
I
didn't
just
think it
don't
was
feel like
cute.
it
I
always
didn't think it
has
was
to
cute.
do
So,
that.
so like in the first season, I was kind of
Oh,
annoyed. I was like, that
okay,
was
yeah,
I liked it more when it was like, oh, these are just like random one-offs, and then at the end when they tie it back together in the last few episodes, I was like, what the fuck? I didn't care
yeah,
about this. I came here for like my own like little corner of like, oh, these are like what if, not like what if all like I get it. Okay, like every universe has their,
yeah.
but like I don't need the Avengers of the multiverse every season.
Yeah, exactly. Like I loved it feeling like a little comic that you just watch. Like, and then you
Yeah.
go to the next
Like I
comic
just
and it's
watched the
just like
one with like
different. Yeah.
Gamora and Iron Man and like where they go on the planet from Thor Ragnarok. And I was like, yeah, this is just like such a cute little thing. Like, okay, what if Tony Stark didn't fall back into Earth in the Avengers movie and he like was trapped in space? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, that's cute. Love it. Here for it.
Yeah.
Um yeah, is there any other superhero content on this list? Because I feel like we should just keep it to superheroes in this topic. But I don't see anything
Okay.
unless you have anything.
I don't think I mean, I guess if you want Transformers 1. I've never seen Transformers 1.
Oh, definitely think you would like it. Like I'm not a big like I didn't grow up with Transformers super religiously. Like I watched a couple of the live like I watched Bumblebee, I watched Rise of the Beast, but like I thought it was a cute little movie. Like I it was really like well animated and cool to look at. The voice cast was incredible and it's a great origin story. And like even if you're not like familiar with the lore, like you can kind of put pieces together because it's like, oh, it's I don't know. I enjoyed it and it's really like
Is,
cool to look at.
is that the one with Anthony Ramos?
No, that's the live action one. Transformers one is animated.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's an
okay.
origin story. It's
I'll
like
give it a I'll
it's
give it a shot.
yeah, it's Brian Tyree Henry and Chris Hemsworth are the main characters. And I don't want to say too much because like might take away, but even if you've like heard phrases like in the Transformers universe, like or like know the big beef, it's like oh, it pays off in interesting ways.
Yeah.
Um, but
Okay.
is this our robot section?
Well, no, because you know that Transformers and Marvel and G.I. Joe and all that, they have like some kind of little
Yeah.
intertwine. Yeah,
Well, if we're talking about
that's the only
robots,
reason why.
we should go to the Wild
Mhm.
Robot. Did you watch the Wild Robot?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, I did.
Yes,
I cried at least 3 times during it.
I love it.
Definitely.
I didn't cry as much. Like I think I teared up at one point, but I didn't cry, which was surprising. Maybe I went in knowing I was gonna cry, and then like I was like mentally prepared, and then I don't know, there was a block, but
Yeah.
like it was so cute. I loved it.
It was so good. I actually didn't know any of the voices. I didn't. Well, I knew famous people were doing it because this podcast that I listened to, they shouted it out. But yeah, Lupita, oh my
Oh,
gosh,
mother, she is
Lupita
one
did her
of
big
the
one.
most beautiful celebrities. She's
And
like
I feel like
gorgeous.
she's so underrated. Like, why isn't
Exactly.
Lupita in
Hey,
everything?
a Latina queen.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to see her in more roles where she's speaking Spanish. Like, what are we doing? Like, come
Please.
on.
Her and Pedro Pascal should do the Spanish version of the Wild
Who
Robot.
was Pedro Pascal
He was
in
the
the movie?
fox.
Was he was the fox? Okay. Oh my
And then the
gosh,
kid
I
from
loved the
Heartstopper, Kit Connor,
fox.
he was Bright Bill.
Oh, and Bright Bill.
I
Oh my
love
gosh. So
wait, can we talk about the
uh-huh.
possum, the foul, like the joke that like sent me out of the theater?
Yes,
And how
about
they
the
were like,
kids.
"Oh, I have like 7 kids. Oh, six
The
now."
kids.
And then
Oh,
the kid
six.
comes back like 5 minutes later in the movie. But I was like sitting there, I was like, they just killed off a character in a kid's movie. They killed off a child. Like what? And then he comes
All
back like five
right.
minutes later, and I was like, that was
And she's
foul.
not thrilled.
Yeah, that I
I
yelled.
loved the possum so much. If they wanted to do like a little series, like a
Like
little,
a like
this is
did
not
you
a
ever
Disney
watch
movie, is
Mater's
it?
Tall
This is
Tales?
a DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, yeah. But like those like 5 minute series, like 5 minute episodes.
Yeah, like I would love those. I would
Yeah.
love those, especially with all the characters. I feel like all the characters had something to them, like something different, which I really appreciated. Um, I really loved the notes of motherhood, parenting that I thought was really, really endearing.
It was also like
Um,
very protect the environment.
yes, yes, that one also, yes. Um, please protect the environment.
Yeah.
We don't, whatever, we're not gonna get into it. But yeah, like also one of like the scenes that really stick with me is when he's going off to fly and then she
Yeah.
goes and runs to the rocks and she's like maybe he'll get hurt and
Yeah.
then she goes
I love it.
oh and then he goes he's showing off the V for her. I
And then like he didn't go back and thank her, and then like he gets to say it again later. And
yeah.
yeah, it was just so sweet. I love the scene where they get all the animals to protect each other in the winter. And like
Oh
she
yeah,
she
that
like
was really
she
nice.
almost like I mean she like passes out and like is in a coma
Yeah.
for a while because she comes back to life. But yeah, the movie was so cute. I love it. It was just also so gorgeous to look at.
Oh my gosh, the animation was
Yeah.
beautiful. Like, especially when she was in the water, like the contrast. Well, I don't know if it was contrast, but it was just like the animation in the water just felt so real. Like a
Yeah,
lot of the plant life seemed very real, which I really loved. It was beautiful.
I
There's a
love it.
lot of beautiful scenes.
Exactly. No,
Um,
you have
oh, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, fuck it. Freak. Sorry, I lost my thought. I lost my train
Quandel
of
lost
thought.
his train of thought. Um, so yeah, no, I love it. Definitely check it out. And I think that's our robot corner. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess Alien Romulus are the Xenomorphs robots. Did you watch that?
Well, there is a robot in Alien Romulus. It's
Oh,
the guy
yeah, it's the
from
British guy.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
the British guy. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. He was amazing for that role. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, he did so well
that
as the
movie kind of
robot.
confused me. Like, granted, I was very high, but
Oh,
I was very confused. But that last jump scare literally sat with me for an hour. I was like, whoa. But yeah. So like, I was
yeah.
confused, but I also had never seen an alien movie before that night. So
Oh,
uh,
really?
yeah, no, I don't do
But you
horror,
knew
but everyone like I went with my
you've
friend
seen
Joe and
Alien
his
versus
partner
Predator,
Andy.
right?
And Joe was basically like, this is kind of like the Force Awakens of the Alien franchise. So it's like kind of like the similar beats to the first movie. And the main character, she's like basically the Sigourney Weaver of this movie. Um, so,
Okay,
but
I could see that.
I'm a big Isabella Merced fan, who was the pregnant girl. Um, and she was also live action Dora, and I've been a fan of her since like years ago.
Oh, that's her.
And I was like, yes, I love her. Like, I'm so proud of her. I
Can
also
you
loved her movie.
say backpack?
Yeah, can you say backpack? But
Like that was funny.
she was in this movie called Instant Family that was also really good that I love her in, and
Oh
she has a
yeah.
banger on that album for the songs, and so I'm just like love seeing her thriving.
I loved Alien Romulus. It was one of my top movies of the year.
Wow, high
Another movie
praise.
with amazing. Yes, yes, yeah. I am a big sci-fi person. A big sci-fi, and I love horror. So, I felt like it meshed the two together very well, as they do go together very well. But I
Mhm.
felt like they did a really good job with it. I felt like they did a really good job with a lot of the scenes, a lot of the sorry, not scenes, shots. And there was one, I can't fully remember it, but I think it was like when they're I can't remember it. I can't remember it, but there's a lot of great scenes that they have. I think it was one where they're like sitting at the cockpit, if I'm not mistaken.
That movie's
I
kind of a
loved
blur. I was
this
just
the
lost the whole
story
time.
between
Like I could tell you like the basic
I
plot
you
of it.
need to, I mean, yeah, I mean I love the story between the young lady and the robot, and how she was faced to like her humanity was
I love how you
challenged,
call
and
her a
like
young
whether she
lady,
like
even though you're the
yeah.
same age.
I
You're like,
call
young
everybody,
lady.
I call
That's
I
the name of the episode. That's the name of
the
the
one
episode. Young lady.
yeah, young lady. But I love the story between the two of them. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I that movie was so long ago. I don't remember everything, but I just remember really enjoying that movie. I loved the notes about
How did you
human
feel
versus
about
robot, I guess.
the like AI-ification of the actor who died? Or like how they didn't they like reuse like wasn't there an actor who had previously
Wait,
died and they repurposed him in some capacity? I don't
they
know the
did?
details. Like the guy who was dead, who was like the kind of corpse thing that was talking like the other robot. Here, I'll try to look it up.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
like how do you feel about like the way they handled that? Because I don't know the details. I didn't know what his role was in the past movies. I don't know what his deal is as a character. Um, but here, let me look this up.
Oh, are you talking about the guy that was talking to the robot?
Ian Holm, yeah.
What's his?
He was Ash
And
in the
Andy is
original film.
the guy. Andy.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, he was real. That was real AI, or was that AI in the movie?
No. They so I'm reading the Wikipedia because Wikipedia is an icon.
Okay.
Um Rook, who is an android science officer on board the Romulus, is voiced by Daniel Betts, while his physical appearance is based on the likeness of the late Ian Holm, who portrayed the android Ash in the original film. After securing permission from Holmes' estate, Rook was realized by effects company Legacy Effects, who created an animatronic head and torso based off a head scan Holm had made during the production of the Lord of the Rings
Oh.
trilogy. For certain shots, the practical character was also enhanced by CGI and deepfake AI technology from the CGI company Metaphysic, such as for the lip syncing lines or enhancing its nose and eyes. Betts's dialogue recordings were then modified with the filtering software feature to be based on Ash's dialogue pulled from the original Alien.
Interesting. I mean, AI is very tricky because it's not great for the environment.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, like for a techie side, I guess that's pretty cool. I mean, and I'm glad that they at least got consent. I'm glad that they didn't just say we're gonna do it. Um, so I guess
I
that's
would read
cool.
Alien
But
as a book. I don't know if
I don't
I.
know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it would. I think you would love it better as a book. I'm a visual
I just
person,
don't
so
like
I do love to
scares.
just see things.
Like I jumped during Agatha. I jumped during the Penguin. There were scenes that I was like, I had to turn the lights on. I was watching the Penguin episode 4 in the dark, and then Magpie shows up in Arkham Asylum. She's like, and I was like, yeah. So I was like, let me
That's
turn these
fair.
lights on,
That's
and
fair.
then
I feel like they did it. I I was gonna say I feel like they did a really good job with the horror effect too. Like their
yeah.
jump scares were actually pretty
And then like when
good.
Lady Death
Yeah.
shows up and she's like, ah, and I was like, oh, Aubrey Plaza, no, no.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that makeup or was it
I think
fully
it's prosthetic
makeup
and
that they
makeup.
did or was it
Yeah.
CG?
No, I think it was prosthetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was gonna say if it was just they ate that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
loved it. And I want to see more of it.
Lock in the Penguin. Go back to this podcast when the Emmys air because lock in the Penguin for best makeup of the year.
Yes. Yes. Colin Farrell, I would have never guessed. I
Yeah.
would have never fucking guessed.
Ma, hey Ma.
Ma.
Dinner's ready,
Ma.
Ma. Um, yeah. So I feel like we've been talking a lot about the good movies. Did you see Harold and the Purple Crayon?
No, I did not. And I'm so glad I didn't because he's a
I
full Trump.
I freaking hate Zachary Levi. Like that man sucks. Like also, can we talk about the fact that that man's not even Jewish? He just changed his last name to Levi so that he would appear more Jewish and get hired for more roles.
Really?
Yeah, like his last name is like Jones or something stupid. Not that Jones is a stupid last name for anyone whose last name is
Wow.
Jones.
No,
But
yeah.
um but like listen, like I didn't hate the movie on premise. I feel like I understood what it was going for, but like it just didn't work. I think Zoe Deschanel gave it everything she had to the script, but like I feel like this should have just been an animated movie about the adventures of Harold as a baby with the frickin' purple crayon. Like, why is he an adult? Zachary
Yeah.
Levi's only good at playing man children because in Shazam he was the worst part of that movie.
Yeah.
In Shazam 2, he was even worse than he was in the first
Yeah.
one. And then Harold from the Purple Crayon, like he is literally adult babies. Like it plays like
Yeah.
5-year-olds who grew up and like I don't like Chris Pratt either, but at least Chris Pratt is a talented actor. Whereas Zachary
Yeah,
Levi
that's
is
true.
like
You
the
you gotta
budget
give it to
version of what he thinks Chris Pratt is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. I'm glad. I see. I grew up with Harold and the Purple
right?
Crayon, so
What
I
an
did
adorable
kind
little
of want to
book.
see it. But
It's
yeah,
also
but
like
like
weird. So
once
like
I found and also the cartoon, did you ever watch the
it
cartoon?
was a cartoon? No. Let me look this up. Harold and the
Yeah.
Purple
That's how
Crayon.
I knew about it. I didn't actually didn't even know there was a book. There was a cartoon, yeah.
What? Ew, stop showing me Zachary Levi. Um, it was a car. Oh, this vaguely looks familiar. Oh my God, it's also showing Oswald the Octopus. Did you ever watch Oswald the
Oh
Octopus?
yeah.
My
Yes, I
show, I love
did.
Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was where it was at.
Oh yes, Dragon
Tales, Dragon. Like I
Tales.
love the episode where they have the crayon. Speaking of crayons, like the crayon episode of Dragon Tales, that was a good one. The one where Ord is too scared to go in the forest. That's another one that lives rent free in my mind. There's also the one where they have a sleepover. My friend Nicole has this funny joke where she's like, Zach and Wheezy were representation for the asthmatic community.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I want to like babysit one of my cousins or something so I have an excuse to watch it.
Just
I
watch it on
miss
your own free
it.
time.
That's true, I should. Where am I gonna watch Dragon? Does
Yeah,
PBS
where
have
does
streaming?
PBS have a streaming service? Here, let me
Yeah,
let
because
me
I never hear about. I'm sure they have an app. I'm sure they do.
just watch. Yeah, they probably do. Let me see. Let me look up where you can watch Dragon Tales online. Um,
Okay. we're almost 30 and we want to watch Dragon Tales,
As
and
we
so what
should.
about it?
Honestly, take me back to that era. That life was so much simpler. It's not available for streaming. What the hell?
See, that's what's wrong with America now.
Yes, they need Dragon Tales.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why we're broken as a society.
all right. So I know we had a lengthy discussion about this show. Not Dragon Tales, but yes, on the phone a few weeks ago. But How to Die Alone, and we agreed upon the fact that like if a Crab Rangoon tried to take me out of our lives, I would be so sad because I love Crab Rangoon.
Yes, I just had crab ragout. I like to save it.
I
Every
love a
place
Crab
does
Rangoon.
it differently. Okay, how do you like your crab ragout? Because every place
Low-key, I
does it
love the
different.
cream cheese Crab Rangoons. Like I like a Crab Rangoon regardless, but like
Yes.
I love a fake Crab Rangoon.
Yeah, I give me more cream cheese. There's this one place that I order from. They give you more like kind of crab or whatever that filling is. But I'm like, give me put the cream cheese in there. It's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
but you liked How to Die Along?
Yeah, so I didn't finish it, but
Wow,
I
you don't
did
support
really
Natasha
like it.
Rothwell.
I know,
You
right? I
said
don't
I
support
hate
black
her. No, I'm
women.
kidding.
Cancel me.
Yes, his name is
But no,
Quandel,
I
not
really like no, I really enjoyed from what I've seen so far. And then they also had the guy from How to Get Away with Murder in it as well. And I really
Is he
enjoyed
her
his
friend?
character.
Is he her friend that works at the Hudson News?
I yeah, yeah. Well no,
Or
the friend that the gay guy.
okay, yeah, he was also on Fire Island. I
Yeah.
I didn't like her friend. Her friend was
Oh
an
yeah,
asshole.
he wasn't fired. Okay, why don't she like the friend? Because I didn't
Well,
finish it,
because
so
he
I
was
don't.
well, so I mean, he's barely in the second half of the season, so it's not a big spoiler. But like when he's
Okay.
like, "Oh, I don't want you to take the management class because I'm insecure about my daddy issues." I was like, "Fuck off."
Right.
And he also the
Yeah.
reason she almost died on her birthday with a crab rangoon in her mouth is because he bailed on her for dick.
For
She had to
Dick.
make
For
IKEA
Dick. And
furniture
it
on her
wasn't even
birthday.
like his man.
Well, later he became the man, but
I know. And that wasn't even his man. I thought that was like some significant person. That was just random Dick.
yeah.
Random Dick. You let your friend die over random Dick. Are you a real friend? I don't think you are.
Um, but yeah, so I didn't like him when he was like that, but no, it's a good show. I hope it gets a second season. Like it ended on a great cliffhanger. Like I want a second season, but also if we don't get it, no, I'm gonna say I want a second season because Natasha Rothwell deserves everything.
She deserves. Oh yeah. But I wanted to ask you, what did you like about her kind of flaws? What did you think about her
She was a
flaws?
very flawed individual. Like she's like
Yeah.
I like that she felt like oh, she was right in some situations, but then also her reactions weren't always like the best approach. And like it was a very she was a very flawed character. Like there's an episode
Yeah.
that is near the end of the season where she and her ex go on like a night out on the town and there's like a lot of shenanigans that happen. I'm like I like this that you're like finally
One
in a
that's
place where you're
married or
loving
getting
yourself, but also like this is a conversation you should have had the night, not the night before his wedding. Um, so I don't know. She was a very flawed character, but she feels real. Like she's like on the struggle bus.
yes.
But then also when she was catfishing her brother, I was like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I
Yeah,
that whole episode, I was just I don't know.
like I
Because
feel like
I'm
the
like,
show is
I
still
get
finding its
it.
footing.
He cheated and you want yes. Yes. And I hope it gets the chance to. I really do, because I
Yeah,
feel like it definitely has legs to being a great show. But I will say, because like I know I watched it with Xavier, and he didn't really like that she was so flawed
I felt
because
like
it was just like, oh, these are problems that you can avoid, but you're like
valid.
bringing them on yourself.
It also felt like there were some episodes that weren't fully realized, and I felt like, um,
Yeah.
I don't know, there were some episodes like the episodes that were good were really good, but then the episodes that were a struggle bus were a little struggle to watch. Like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
some episodes I just kind of like disassociated and watched it, and then there were other episodes that I was like glued to my TV. I was like, I need more. Like, I can't stop. So like,
Yeah.
especially that's how like I feel like it's hard for a first season show with only 8 episodes though. Like, I do think that's like it doesn't have enough
Uh,
time to find its footing because I feel like the back half of the season was really finding its footing. Same with the English teacher. But then like by the time it's
yeah.
getting its bearings, it's like, oh, see you maybe never because we might get canceled. But also if we do see you, it's gonna be like in another
I
year.
know. That's what I hate about it. These
Yeah.
shows might get canceled all the time.
Yeah. Um, did you finish Big Brother 26?
I did not, but I'm just happy that my girl won who I wanted to win.
Yes.
She played
Quandel
a
was such a
smart
Rubina
game.
game. Was such a Rubina fan and was so happy she won.
Well, her name's not Rabina. What's her name?
I'm just messing with you. Chelsea won.
Uh, Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea. I loved it. I watched the recap, so I liked how she
Yeah.
played the game. Um, I
She's one
felt
of the
so
best.
identified because I
I
was
think she's a definitely a top five Big Brother winner. You can
because she won what five HOHs
she won
or was
four.
it
If she had
four?
won the last one, she would
Four.
have
Okay.
won five. Um, but it wasn't just like the competition. It was just like her dominance over the end game. Like and she also
Yeah.
recovered from a spot where she was on the bottom. And I feel like I think she's better than Dan. I think she's better than Derek. At least like the winning game. Um,
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
She's like definitely a top tier winner. I think like Cody's better, and then there's a couple Canada winners that I think are like on in the same level as her, like same tier. Like she is one of the most dominant winners in Big Brother history, and I hope that her legacy is strong. She's also like
Yeah.
Niecy Nash's like niece.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But also like I want to give Mackenzie her flowers because even though Mackenzie made some bad mistakes, like she was like
And
a
her
badass.
beautiful hair. Oh
Yes.
my
Oh my God.
gosh.
I love Mackenzie as a human. Like she seems just like a genuinely good person. Cam also
Yeah.
shout out to my dogs in the crib. I love that man. Like I voted for him for America's favorite player. Like I was all aboard the Cam train. Um
Yeah. And he's a
and
nice looking man too. We
hmm
can also add that as well.
but yeah, this was like overall a pretty solid season. I know a lot of people are like obsessed with this season. I'm kind of more of like, oh, this was solid. I feel like I liked
It was good
23,
casting for
24
sure.
better. But like for me, like the biggest thing is like I don't dislike her as a person, but like I found Angela to be exhausting on the show. Like it's just like
I could
it was just
Could
like the
you
Karen.
imagine if we were cast like could you imagine being with Angela in that house for all oh my gosh.
Bruh, I was
I
literally like, she stresses me out. She's like every Karen who has ever bullied me at work. And it's just like it's the massive like ego. Like, and then in the finale, she kind of annoyed me. Like, listen, you don't have to be friends, but like I was like, Matt is extending grace to you. You like made fun of him on television and like went a little below the belt at times. But like whatever, we're all human, we all make mistakes. But then like he's like trying to like say that he forgives you and that like he wishes you nothing but the best time and you're like just like eating up time, just like shutting him down. I was like, okay, then like let's just kill this segment, move on to something else more
Matt's the
interesting.
guy that got eliminated early
Yeah,
on.
that
Is
she
that
she
his?
was like,
Okay.
oh, you have crazy
Because
eyes, your mom would be ashamed of
yeah,
you, which was kind of like,
crazy eyes.
yeah. um but yeah, shout out to Chelsea, shout out to Cam, shout out to all my dogs in the crib. uh
Okay, period.
Yeah, but that was just my Angela corner because, like, I feel like because you did end up watching since our last conversation, and I remember you like texted me that like when she was like trying to like when she was shaking Cedric and she's like, "I love you," when she was getting accused of like being racist because she like said
Oh
something
my
that
God.
and she was like, "I love you," and I was just like, "Girl, get a grip."
Yeah. Yeah. There was times where I really liked Angela because I don't know, I just have an affinity for those kind of women just because where I was raised
Yeah.
in
And I
Florida,
do
there's a
too
bunch of
normally,
white women
but
who are
for
like
whatever
that.
reason, Angela didn't connect with me. Like I would have taken a bullet for Suri or Felicia last season. Like I love this
Yeah.
archetype. Like Rennie, one of my favorites. Lori Olson from Big Brother 3, the first boot, where she's like, "Who's the spokesperson?" Like I loved Karen from Big Brother Canada 5, who I can't wait for you to meet. But for whatever reason, Angela, I think it was just like I don't know, it was like a disconnect where it's like she was like
I could
so
see that.
self-aggrandizing. Is that the phrase I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Like, And I was like,
I feel
good
like
for
it's a
you.
different word, but I'm gonna go with
Sure.
it.
But yeah, like normally I'm for this archetype, but like I feel like maybe if she had gone pre-jury and like it wasn't so overdone. Like because I feel like there
Mm,
was like
yeah, she did
enjoyable
last a
part,
little too
but
long.
like yeah. Um
Is there anybody besides Chelsea that you want to see come back?
Cam. Not kidding.
Can't.
Cam's not coming back. But I honestly give Mackenzie a few years. Give Mackenzie a few years.
Yeah,
I think she can do damage. I feel like she played a solid game. I feel like a lot of people are comparing this season to Big Brother 16, and I could definitely see like Mackenzie being the new age Cody, where like give her a few years, let her like grow up a little bit and then like figure out the game a little bit
yeah,
more. And I think she could do really well on a second go.
yeah.
Um Yeah, I mean Tucker's probably gonna play again. I would love to see Cedric again. I feel like Cedric was a fun like I like Cedric. I
Oh, Cedric was good. Do you
for like
think
a second
Angela
term.
will come back as like
I hope not.
a wild card character?
I
Yeah, I think
absolutely
we're
hope
good
not.
on
And
it.
I
I
don't
don't
need her
think
on
we need.
Survivor. You can put her back on The Price is Right. She belongs on daytime TV, not on my TV.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fine. I don't
but
know.
if her very attractive son wants to go on a show, I can watch that.
I think he might. I think we'll see him maybe next season. I
No,
could
and
see that.
apparently Chelsea's brother also wants to go on Big Brother. I'm like, no, let people who have like no connections. If you were the most
I don't
dynamic,
like the Nepo connections because usually they're not as entertaining as whoever they're related to.
yeah, and like at that point, it should have just been like if you were like at least Corey and Zach went on different shows, but and I did like the Polly Tiffany casting because I genuinely liked
Oh,
those people, but
and then
or
what
like
was
Cody
the
and Vanessa, but I'm just also like just like don't I feel like people need to be cast for their own individual sake. They shouldn't get a leg up just because they're nepotism.
and then also
Who?
Danielle, and then
Oh,
who's her dad?
Evil Dick. Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Evil Dick. Yes,
Yeah. Well,
I
at least that was
wait.
like
What did he
part of the
do?
twist. Oh, he
Did
sucked.
he do?
He's horrible.
Oh
I mean, he was
no!
literally burning cigarettes on another lady. We love Jen Johnson in this house. He was burning his cigarettes on another house guest in that season.
Wait, the one where they were together?
Yeah. Well, so yeah,
He
they were on
was?
yeah, on season 8. He was like burning Jen's arm with a cigarette. And she's like, "You're burning this."
Oh, I didn't know that.
But
Oh my
Jen
God.
Johnson is an icon. Remember when she cried over her photo on the memory wall? Mother behavior. She was like, "It's so ugly." And then when she won HOH because she guessed horribly wrong, but it was a trick question. Ah, I love her. Literally,
Oh yes. This is
she's such a queen. I love that woman. Um, did you watch Claim to Fame or no?
no.
You
That's the
should watch
one
it.
with the Jonas
Yeah,
Brothers.
that's the celebrity relative one. I feel like you would like that.
You think so? Is it good?
I love
Because
it.
I'll
No,
give
it's
it a
so good.
chance. Have you
It's so good.
okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah. In terms of movies, did you watch any of these August, September movies I have here? We talked about some of the bottom ones, but like the Blake Lively, It Ends With Us, Blink Twice, or Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
I saw Blink twice.
What did you think of it?
I really want to know your take on Honora.
Oh, we'll get there. Yeah, but what about Blink Twice?
Okay. I really liked Blink Twice. Blink Twice was really it was a good psychological horror. I felt like they could have like I guess I don't know, maybe it is just like the filmmaker in me, like the writer in me. I just wanted more of the main character's kind of backstory. Um like
Yeah,
I
like
don't
the
also
plot twist at the end where she had been on the island before.
yeah, also I don't understand what the message is and how the ending portrayed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like how, yeah, I just didn't I didn't like that part of it. I also did some I was actually listening to a podcast where they were talking about how they noticed that the service workers in there were kind of just like supposed to be creepy and stuff. And they were talking about how the trope of the creepy service worker. And they were like, they could have
or the
had
mystical
something extra
native,
to them
like the
because
myth.
there
Yeah,
was no reason for them to be that, aloof. You know what I mean? Like, why weren't they just having normal conversations? Like, I get it was supposed to add to it, but like, there could have been something a
yeah.
little
There's
more
like definitely a
there.
trope in Hollywood about like the mystical indigenous person.
Yeah,
And they definitely had a little bit of that in this movie. Um, like I definitely like haven't given it a ton of thought since watching it. I really I enjoyed the theater experience of it. Um, like
yeah,
even though
same.
we know there's something sinister coming in the movie, like the island scenes, like it just like was it made me want to go to a resort. Like not that resort, but like it
Yeah,
looked it's like the color patterns were so like well created and like I felt like the production design was well thought out in terms of like the how it was filmed and like the like it felt very bold in terms of like oh like the visuals of this film are gonna stick with me. Um,
yeah,
I definitely hear what you're saying because it's like kind of like the ending is kind of twisted in a way because it's like okay now he's being mistreated by her, but like also he was like the original abuser. But it's definitely like I just kind of wish it like kind of had a more conclusive stamp as opposed to this ambiguous. Like I don't mind an ambiguous ending, and we'll talk about Honora later. But
uh-huh.
I felt like this one, I felt like it could have had a stronger like conclusive like oh um ending. Yeah, it definitely leaves me with questions, especially hearing your takes.
Yeah, I will say one thing that I really enjoyed about it. I love an ensemble of women. I love
Yes.
the
Well, there
girls,
was like the
girls
Survivor
stuff of it
reference, right?
all.
With
Yeah,
the like
yes, I loved, yes, I enjoyed that as well. I enjoyed seeing them all come together and have each other's back. Like that is one thing that I really enjoyed about the movie. I thought everybody did great, but I loved the women. Like the
yes.
women were the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah, no. They are iconic queens. Was that Adria Jorna? I'm becoming such a big fan of her. I'm pretty sure that's her, Adria or Jorna.
The girl from that was supposed to be from the Survivor S show.
Yeah. Yeah. She's also she's in Andor as well. Oh, she's dating Jason Momoa. That's interesting. Um,
Ooh. Did you hear that Zoe Kravitz and
Channing Tatum.
they broke up. They filed out the
Yeah.
divorce.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like her as an actress. I want to keep seeing her. Like we love a Latina queen. Um,
And Joel Osment, he plays such a like weirdo that's
yes.
like
Well, okay, there was also like the kind of like the it was not very clear, but like that the twink, he was like also
oh right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and was he Haley Joel Osment's person or was that someone else's? But it was just like I wish there was a little bit
I
more of
think
commentary of like,
so.
oh, like the secret like gay uh and the on the retreat that like, oh, this is kind of like more like we didn't really see anything come through that. Like of he was like also being mistreated like the women and there should be more
Yeah.
commentary on, like the abusing these gay circles as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there are some plot holes, but I feel like overall what they were trying to do was be entertaining and have, the women fight back and that be the big juxt
Yeah.
of the movie. And I think they did that. I will say, like, if you wanted us to see girl power and women coming together and defeating men and killing, like a fun movie about women killing horrible men, they did that, and I will say bravo to that. That was really good.
No, that's that yes. We do love a scene of strong women. Um,
Okay, killing douchebag men.
do you want to talk about Honora first?
Yes, I want to hear what you have to say
When
because
did you watch Honora?
I didn't see it.
You didn't see
I'm going to tr well, because I told you, I tried and
Mhm.
I couldn't it wasn't available.
Yeah.
So
I
I just
like I don't want to
I
spoil
don't
it for
want you
you
to
because I feel like
spoil it. No,
yeah.
I don't want you to spoil it either, but I just kind of give me like something. I want to
No,
kind of
I'm
get
gonna
something from.
actually
Like, did you
like
like it?
I really enjoyed it. Like I went in only knowing it was about a stripper and
Okay.
like the
You
first
didn't see the
act,
trailer.
no, I didn't see the trailer. And then the first act I
Okay.
was definitely like, okay, what's happening here? Like what's the vibe? But then like about 40 minutes into the movie, I was like, oh, okay, I get where this is going and this is like really interesting and
Yeah.
then like the last couple scenes definitely make me want to like read think pieces about it. Like I want to understand like what the message is, like because
Oh,
it has an ambiguous ending that works, I think.
okay.
It's like, yeah, so I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. It's also really funny at times. I feel like this is a good movie to go. You should take Tangela
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I
Yeah.
feel like her laugh will make it better.
I um I love the girl that is playing the
Mikey Madison.
stripper, Mikey Madison. Yeah, she was in Scream, the reboot, and I loved her in that. So I really want to see this movie. I did see the trailer, so I kind of know
Like, what
what
do you
it's
think it's about?
about. Isn't it about I know there's like a rich guy or like a guy that does some like shady stuff, I think. And like he has his girlfriend who is a stripper, right?
Yeah, well, so it's basically
And
like, so he's a Russian like oligarch son. So he's like this rich kid, like
yeah.
21, who has a mansion by himself in New York, and then he meets the stripper, and it kind of just goes from there.
And then they get into like some wild adventures and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember from it. And I thought that would be such a fun movie to see.
I'm
So
down to rewatch it if you want to go.
Oh, yes. Let's definitely do it.
Yes.
You just let me know the day. I'm down to see that because I really want to see
This is
that.
such a good movie, but I
Did you
really want to
see
watch it high, but I'm taking a prolonged break from that. So, yeah, but yeah. Did I see
did you
what?
see the clip of the all the strippers actually because I think if I'm not mistaken Mikey Madison she paid for a viewing for strippers to watch it
I
and
love
they
that.
all had their heels and they were all clapping with they were doing an ovation with their heels.
I love that. No, you have to send that to me. Was that on TikTok?
Yeah, I think it was on Twitter, but I'm sure it came from TikTok.
Yeah, well, I'm on Blue Sky now. So
Oh my gosh, are you on Blue Sky? Because I'm thinking about going
I am,
over.
but I've barely used it. Like I'm actually like on a prolonged social media break because of like politics. Um,
Oh, true.
and so I'm just like kind of I like made an account, but I'm not really there. Um, but yeah, Quandel.
Yes,
Is
I'm
there
trying
anything
to
you're
fire
good?
trap
Is there
now.
anything else you want to say about the stuff we've talked about so far? Or do you want to kind of like pause here and come back for part two once you've seen Honora, and then maybe we can find some more stuff to talk about? I know you also I need to listen to Disease still.
Oh, you have not listened to Disease?
No, I have not.
Oh my gosh, believe. Okay, well, I'm behind on some stuff too. Do you want to kind of get your, talk about Survivor?
Oh wait, we didn't talk about Heartstopper, did we?
No, we did not.
Did you watch Heartstopper this season or no?
No, I don't watch Xavier.
Okay, well then I'll kick you off the podcast and get Xavier here. Just kidding. No, Survivor, I don't hold my thoughts on Survivor until next week because I feel like the
Okay.
season's finally like picking up for me. Like I know a lot of people are in love with this season also. But I feel like the season was kind of like it's just like the what Survivor is at this point is like the three tribe format is cool and all. It's cute, but like there's not a lot of like suspense often in like the pre-merge game. And
Yeah,
I
there's
feel like it
not.
really picks up at the merge, but this season kind of had like a couple of start and stops at the merge because they had the episode that we watched that I brought you to where Rome got voted
Oh
out.
my gosh. It was an icon. That was an iconic episode
Yeah,
though. Like
what
that
was your
was such
take on
a
that?
Oh, I love Rome as a character in the Survivor universe. I feel like he definitely deserves to be brought back. I
Well,
love somebody who is 100% delusional and they believe in themselves 100%. And that was Rome. Like it was so but he was so confident. He was like, "Oh, I'm a mastermind. Nobody's doing it like me. I might be the best player in the game." And I thought at first, I was like, no, he's putting it on. No, that's him. That is that young man. And I
Young man,
just
he's older than you.
I was, yeah, I'm sorry,
Young lady.
I was completely just gobsmacked by him and his antics. I could only imagine what it was like actually being on an island with him. I'm sure you would have been annoyed as,
I feel like I would have
but
found it entertaining for like 2 days, and then it would have been
yeah.
gotten old so fast.
Yeah, because it's like as a fan of the show, you look at somebody like that and you're like, oh, you're entertaining. I'm sure you'd be entertaining to watch. And then you're like, now it's night and you're cold and he's being
Yeah. To all the
goddamn
Angela girlies,
obnoxious.
I dare you to try to spend like 3 days with Angela, and I still
Yeah.
have the same love for her. I feel like that's how
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
not gonna
from yeah.
happen.
So it's like yeah, these people are fun to watch on TV, but they pick the kooky people for a reason.
I do feel like Rome is probably like I don't think he is an asshole or anything. Like I feel like he's like if it's not the competition, like if you were just to spend time with Rome, I don't feel like he would be just a douchebag. I think he was just very excited for the game. That's
Yeah,
what I want to
and he has a
say
massive
as
ego, so
somebody
it's
who
also
just
like
watched that episode.
yeah. Um, Yeah, but then the week after they split the tribes up into two, and only one of them went to tribal council. So it felt like it was like, oh, and it was all like so it was 5 people from one tribe and one person from
Uh-huh.
another tribe that ended up going. But then there was a twist that Rachel, who was the one person out, she didn't have to go to tribal council. So it was just basically like another pre-merge episode. So like for me, who's like the pre-merge isn't really like where it's at for me these days. Like the final 11, 10 on. Like these last 2 episodes were bangers. But now it's finally getting into like its groove where it's like, okay, now I'm interested, like now I'm invested. And I feel like this is the best part of the season, like the start of the merge where there's a lot of chaos and fluidity. But like yeah, we'll see what happens. Like for me, like the final 11 to the final six is always like the best, or final seven is like the best arc of Survivor. And then if you have a
Yeah.
really good cast and it can continue to build and build and build, like 45 did, where like oh I was like invested, I could not like I needed the next episode. But this season's like growing on me. Like the pre-merge is always going to be the hardest part, especially when you have such small tribes where there's not a lot of maneuverability. So it's kind of like, oh, if this tribe goes to tribal council, this is probably what's going to happen. If this tribe is going to go, whereas in the merge phase, now that there's like 10 people, like in this last episode, they were literally scrambling until the sun went down and then at tribal council. Like I was like
Wow.
second guessing who was going to go like as they were voting, and that's like not as common in the pre-merge phase where it's like, oh, it's kind of like obvious. Like I could tell who's going each episode this season. I think I could like predict based by the time they were like getting to tribal.
I think I have to go back to one of your screening, like one
Yeah,
of
we'll
your
go to the next
events. So
episode that I go
Survivor.
to for that. We'll go together.
It was so
Well,
much
Quandel
more
can vouch for
fun
how
watching it.
amazing I am at puzzles.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
Yes, I
Yeah,
really like
my puzzle
puzzles.
wasn't even halfway done.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it was actually really fun if you're in LA.
yeah. Mhm.
Felipe hosts a really fun Survivor night where they watch
Yeah,
the
it's at
show. I
Third
think
Base
it's
in LA if anyone's interested. It's a free watch party. I don't
yeah,
go every
it
week.
was
I go every
really
once in a while, but just because like it's set up for the people who want to go. I just can't always make
yeah.
it out. Especially that night, it was competing against the second to last QT mic, and we definitely wanted to prioritize that.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
going to be my
yeah.
last QT mic anyway, um, so we rolled up late. Quandel and I walked in,
Yes.
and they were in the middle of the immunity challenge, and it was like, oh, my
Yeah.
bad. So like we only
But
saw
we
Rome's
still caught
downfall.
an
Yeah.
amazing episode. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna so how about for next time also? So we might pause right here. Because I
Okay.
definitely wanna get some of your thoughts. Like, I mean, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. You'll come back, you'll share your penguin takes. We can talk about some of the other movies in our October, November stuff. I need to watch Listen to Disease, and then I need
Yes.
to somehow secure you links for Big Brother Canada 5. I want you to watch the first 2 episodes. And how many episodes of Housewives of Miami do I need to watch for next time?
You could do five too.
5 episodes. How
I
many
mean,
episodes are in a
I'm
season?
watching five episodes.
No, you're
Well,
watching season 5, 2 episodes.
oh, you can
The
watch two
first two
episodes.
episodes, unless you
You can
want to
watch
watch
two.
the first 5. But I feel like we
Oh
should
no,
go
you
in
can
like
watch
chunks.
if I'm doing two. Okay, that's way better.
Well, because
If you
so
let's
for
do
Big
two.
Brother Canada 5, the first two episodes is like the premiere and then the first eviction. So you get a, I mean,
Okay.
do you still want Big Brother Canada 5 or do you want something else?
I want whatever you're
Well,
picking. I
okay,
we've been
so
talking about Canada, so I would prefer
okay, a Big
Canada.
Brother Canada season instead of like a Survivor season or anything. Big Brother Canada, and you don't
Yeah,
care. You don't
I'm way
care if
more
there's
Big
returning
Brother.
players. You don't need to know lore or anything. Or I mean,
Uh-huh.
I can give you the lore basically. I'll give you
I
like
will
a study
ask.
sheet.
You know
I will give you a
me,
study sheet. I will give you like a YouTube recommendation list. Um,
and
like
I
you can.
will talk about everything that you like. You know how I am. I will give you
Yes,
commentary
I'm
on
so
every one.
excited for you to experience. But that might be my favorite season of Big Brother ever. That season
Okay.
was so good. It was crack. You cannot look anything up. Absolutely not.
Oh, I won't. I'm not
And
that
if you
person.
have questions, you just text me. You just text me and I will answer them for you.
Yeah.
And same with Housewives, right? You don't want me to check in spoilers for, and we're doing Housewives of Miami.
You can't.
Well,
Well,
because
it's up
Alexia is
to.
on Traders 3, and I kind of want to know a housewife.
Is she?
Isn't she on Traders 3, Alexia?
I thought it was. I thought it was Larsa.
Larsa,
Maybe
she
it
was
could be
just on.
Alexa.
One of
Oh
the
yeah, Larsa
one of
was
the
just on.
Miami
You're right. You're right.
housewives
You're
is
right.
on this next season.
Oh yeah, Larsa was just on. Yeah, it was probably Alexia. Okay. Oh, interesting.
No, so
Alexia.
there's
Uh,
we talked about this on the last episode. Chanel from Housewives of Dubai.
yes.
Robin from Potomac. She's the boring one, right?
Good for her. Well, okay, so if we're gonna talk about Housewives real quick, oh my gosh, RIP to Housewives of Dubai. Housewives of Dubai just got canceled.
No.
And that's what Chanel's on. Chanel is the breakout star from
Was
Dubai,
she
so hopefully
was Alexia rumored to be on it? Because she's not on this list. Alexia, Real
I
Housewives
don't
of
think she
Miami.
is.
I I felt like she definitely was rumored at some point. Damn. Never mind. So
I
uh
thought so.
well, so it's Dorinda, who's from
Oh my
Massachusetts.
gosh. Yeah, she lives in the Berkshires.
So it's Dorinda, it's Housewives of Potomac, Robin, and Housewives of New Jersey, Dolores, who I've heard she's crazy. Is she the one who drinks a lot and she's mean when she drinks?
No. Well, no. Dolores is she just keeps
Or is
it
that
real.
Dorinda?
Okay. You lying?
Who's the one who's really mean when she drinks? Is that Dorinda?
That's Dorinda. That's
Okay.
Dorinda.
And
Why
then
don't you put
Chanel.
an easy pass on your vagina?
Well, I mean, if we are ramping up for traders, have you seen any of these reality seasons for like have you seen Big Brother 3? Have you seen Big Brother 12? Because Big Brother 3
I,
eats. Big Brother 3 eats, and so does Big Brother
I
12, low
don't
key.
I
Like, do
don't
you know
think I've
Danielle Reyes, the
seen.
legend of Danielle Reyes?
Hold on, wait. I gotta see faces. I'm a faces type of. You said 12, right? Big Brother 12.
Big Brother 12 is with the Brigade.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
see
Brittany's on this, and
I
then
know about the new brigade.
Danielle Reyes is also Big Brother 3. Look at the Big Brother 3 cast photo.
Okay, let me look at Daniel Reyes. Because I'm sure I know who that is. I just need to see this. Oh, this is three. This is Big Brother 3, right? Daniel Reyes is three.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an incredible season as well. Like Big Brother 3 is one of my top seasons. It's like Big Brother 3 or Big Brother Canada 5 is probably my top season of all time. Um, I also low key am a Big Brother 18 girly. Big Brother 18, best jury house season where Davon and Polly was like, "This is the one you lay with. This is the one that you lay with." And then don't talk about my daughter. There's so many good Big Brother 18 moments.
And
Um,
okay, so that's how I kind of feel about Housewives because I also low-key want you to see Jersey as well. But then I also want you to see Salt Lake because I know your friend has been telling you about Salt Lake. And right now, Salt Lake is just
well,
crazy right now.
I my worry is that I'm gonna watch a Housewives and then I'm gonna watch all the Housewives.
And that's what I want.
Well,
That's my goal.
I
That's
also
my
kind of want to
wish.
watch Summer House. My issue with like the Bravo shows is that I wish it was just like the highlights. Like I don't need like all the setup. Like I watched
Yeah.
Summer House with my friends Jory and Emily when I stayed with them in Philadelphia, and I felt like no, just like fast forward to like the need to know things. Like I don't need to know like
Yeah.
this like little mini segment in an episode, and that's just because they need to fill time. I get it. Um,
Yeah. But
but
that's
I
more
am
so
excited
what
for
Summer
Ciara or
House.
Sierra because I remember liking her. She's beautiful. Ciara from Summer House.
Yeah, Summer House. a lot of the times because I've only seen Martha's Vineyard because we're Massachusetts girlies, but I only seen Martha's Vineyard, and then so what I've gathered from Summer House is a lot of the times there is just a lot of nothing going on when
Mhm.
they're filming, so they just kind of have to add little things just to kind of make it entertaining.
Yeah.
But if you have a good season of Housewife, like oh my gosh, that there's this season of Orange County where you have one of the girls, man, they're lying about having cancer. And then
Yeah. I
there's
mean, I
this
also kind of want
whole,
to watch Atlanta because I mean,
oh yeah,
Andy,
Atlanta's, oh yeah,
Kenya, Nene, Phaedra, Sheree. Like I know most of the Atlanta. Like I at Portia, like I've seen like most of the Atlanta girls on like other things. So like I feel like I do have like somewhat of a grasp on Atlanta, but I don't know. I probably
I
will stick
kind
with
of want you to
Miami.
watch, I kind of want you to watch every like first episode and see what you click on to.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna start with
But
Miami.
obviously you don't have to do that,
Yes.
but
Well, how many seasons per each? Like, let me look this up.
there's a lot of
Wikipedia,
seasons
The Real
for
Housewives media
well,
franchise.
Miami only has, I think, four or five. Um, and then same with Salt Lake. I think Salt Lake is on its fifth season or
Orange County
fourth.
has 18. New York has
Yes,
15.
yes,
Now we're gonna start with one of
yes.
the lower ones. Oh, is Real Housewives of DC canceled?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you'll never guess why it was canceled because one of the housewives got a goddamn they crashed one of the DC White House parties.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly, DC is one of the most iconic housewives shows that nobody talks about. Like that, yeah, it's
well,
it's it's a really great one.
is DC basically now Potomac?
No, no, it's
No.
two different shows. Yeah,
Okay. I think you know what? I'm just gonna go for it with Miami, just like the Latina part of it. I think
yeah.
I think that's the one that I'm speaking like leaning towards right now. And then if I'm not hitting with it, then I'll just skip to another one. But I feel like Miami is a good starter point.
Oh, yeah.
Um
And I think you said you have a lot of friends that watch Salt Lake, right?
yeah, I do have so maybe I'll do
Yeah.
Miami first and then Salt Lake second. Like because
Yeah,
both
yeah,
also we
yeah.
have they also have seasons coming out. Uh
Yes. Yes.
so I feel like because the only ones according to this that have seasons, I mean, Salt Lake, Potomac, New York, and Orange County are airing episodes, so it's probably not great to like jump on now. And then there's Beverly Hills and Atlanta, which have things in post-production. New Jersey is like unknown, and then Miami is in
Yeah.
production, so they're filming right now.
Yes.
So I feel like by the time I
And
catch up, maybe then I can enjoy.
yes, and a really cool thing about Miami, allegedly, we don't know yet, but apparently we might be
Oh,
getting
Lars is in
one
this
of
one.
our. Yes, that's the one with Larsa. Yes.
Hey, Karma
It's
Carrera.
Lars. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Carmen Carrera is potentially one of the new housewives or friends of. We don't know, but she might be the first trans housewife.
I love that. But also, I was a Carmen Carrera fan on season 3 of Drag Race. Granted, I was Team
Yes.
Boogers,
Okay.
not Team Heathers, but I loved Carmen. Of like, I think she was my
Okay.
favorite of the Heathers.
Okay, when she did that reggae, when the whole thing
Her
with
and Raja.
Shangela making her. Well, no, no, remember when they were picking the music and Shangela was like, "Oh, I really want to do reggae. I
Yeah.
really want to do reggae." And then she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do reggae." And then Shangela really wanted, I think it was like country or something. Um, and then the girl had to do reggae. Carmen Carrera doing reggae. Could you like
See, the thing, like, I remember her first confession was basically like, back before she like transitioned.
Mhm.
And then her reading challenge lives rent free in my mind. But my favorite Carmen Carrera is her lip syncs, especially because she had the body.
Yes.
Like her and
Yes.
Alexis Mateo had one, I think, together. I think it was Alexis Mateo, her and
You
Carmen
think are you
Carrera.
thinking of her and
And then
Raja
no,
where she
and then her
kisses
and Raja's
her?
is even better. But
Yeah.
her first one with Alexis, um, yeah,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
what is it, Alexis? Not me confusing the Latinas in my mind because it might have been
Are
Yada.
you thinking Yara? Yeah.
Yada's
I think it
unhinged.
was, but she's amazing.
She
She is
is.
amazing.
How
We
I
love
said
her.
RuPaul's Drag Race season 3. Why did it take me to season 6? The homophobia.
Okay.
Oh, season 3 also has possibly my favorite RuPaul song. You're a champion,
Champion, greatest
greatest
of
of the
the
world. RuPaul used to have some hits. Oh,
bangers.
we will talk about Hit Pig, but RuPaul's in Hit Pig, and RuPaul top two voice actor, or RuPaul was giving it in Hit Pig.
Hit pig. Hit pig. What is hit pig?
Hit
I
Pig is
mean,
an
I know it's
animated
a movie.
movie. Um, it was sorry, I am confusing my Latinas. It was Carmen Carrera versus Yara Sofia. They said Mickey in Spanish. That's what it was.
Oh,
And then
yes.
she did
Hate
Carmen
that.
Carrera versus
Oh,
Shangela, Believe. Um, but oh, and then Carmen Carrera got
that wasn't
eliminated,
as
and then
good.
she came
Yeah.
back in to do it against
Yeah.
Uraja. But also, season three had some great lip syncs. Like literally, from Knock on Wood, from I mean, let us not forget India Farah being picked up by Mimi on first.
Oh my gosh,
Americans know
yes.
how to
And
contact sport.
okay.
Um,
And then Manila Luzon versus Delta
Delta
Work,
work with
MacArthur Park.
even the one before, I think Alexis ate it up on Knock on Wood against Stacey Lane Matthews. Then
Yes.
MacArthur Park. Then we did Mickey. We did Believe with Shangela and Carmen Carrera. Then Alexis Mateo and Shangela did Even Angels by Fantasia, which is beautiful. Then
Yes.
Alexis ate it up there. Carmen
Yeah.
Carrera versus Raja and Straight Up when Carmen comes back. And then
Uh,
the last one was not that great because Yara Sofia kind of had a meltdown. But I Think About You by Patti
oh
LuPone.
yeah.
Um,
That was very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quandel, have we come to the end of this episode?
I think so.
Okay,
I
Quandel,
think
where can the
so.
good people of the social media keep up with you on whatever social media you want to provide?
You can find me here, or you can
Yes.
find me.
Oh, also, Quandel was recently on the Brazilian Dragon main feed for the Brazilian Dragon
Yes.
Game 8. We
Oh my
did
gosh, that was so
Halloween
much fun.
simulation. But yeah, in terms of me, you can follow me on all social media at What the Fleet, but I'm not using it right now. And then you can go to the Brazilian Dragon Instagram page. I am still posting content on there for when we have new stuff. So at the Brazilian Dragon. Please consider giving 5 stars on Spotify or Apple
And
Podcasts.
a review.
Yes, and reviews. It helps attract new listeners to the podcast, get new fans of us. And then also, if you would like to support us financially, you can go to Brazilian Dragon Productions on Patreon. That is where you can help support the vision, get Quandel and I back in the studio and not on this laggy Zoom call.
Yes.
But we'll make it work for now. Until next time, everyone, this has been me, the young lady, and Quandel, the robot. Until next
I
time,
thought you were about to
everybody.
call me a young man. We were about to fight.
Yeah. Obrigado for listening. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, that was great.